I'm Rebecca Cole for Howdini, and I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful branch arrangement turn into a beautiful flower arrangement. We've just finished a really spectacular, kind of simple, all branch and a little bit of green arrangement. Nice balance, you know, really flowing out everywhere. And that arrangement's going to last you a good 3 or 4 weeks, just like that. So now let's say the party is starting tomorrow, and I want to add some flowers. And the flowers are only going to last us maybe about a week, so therefore we can add them and then still take them out and still have a nice big branch arrangement if you start this way. You want to get some tall, dramatic flowers to start with. I chose Delphiniums. They're absolutely spectacular. You know, big branch arrangement you can't really put on your table. You'd put it on the buffet behind your table or in the entryway. And so if you save some of the little buds and things from the tall branches, you can make little small arrangements that'll fit on your table and match. Now I take off all the leaves because the leaves are going to really, the water is going to be drawn up from here and go to the leaf, and then it's not going to get up to the bud. So in order to keep these nice tall branches lasting a long time, I take the leaves off. Then you're going to make a nice little cut, nice sharp angle like that, and start placing this in the arrangement. Now I think that's a little tall. And the reason I think that's tall is, I'm going to show you the wrong way first. There's a little too much green right here before the bud, and we'd have to fill in an awful lot of flowers in order to make that work. So I'm going to take that out and cut it down a little bit lower. Our tendency when we make a tall arrangement is to really keep the stem super duper long, but this is still going to be quite a dramatic arrangement at this height because we're going to count the height of the urn, which is 18, 20 inches. And then the height of the stem, so we'll still have a 5-foot arrangement if we stick it on a table, and it'll look more in proportion. You know, it's kind of like hanging a painting. You want the most beautiful part of the flower to be at eye level. Now, a less expensive flower is a lisianthus. That's this flower. It's pretty inexpensive, and it comes in clumps where you're going to take off. Because we want the height, we might not be able to cut off all of this. I want to keep some of these pretty tall. And the branches are going to be the tallest thing in the arrangement, taller than the flowers, because that's kind of how it naturally is going to grow outdoors. So that's what looks good. Now you see this is still just starting. That bud hasn't even opened up yet. This one is completely done, so we'll take that off. And that one's on its way out, so I wouldn't bother putting that in. Now here's a really cool flower. This is actually a kale. It's a vegetable. It's, we eat it. This is an ornamental one though. Let me show you how big and open we can make this. Take off any of the bad leaves at the bottom and then just force it open. And you see now how much bigger, look at that compared to this, and how much more open it becomes. Now on the kale has a really thick stem. A lot of flowers have a really thick stem, and sometimes when you're getting so full like this, it's very difficult to get it in. So you can just take a knife, a little pocket knife or a sharp carving knife, paring knife actually, and just trim the stem a bit at the place where it's going to go in. And then this is much thinner, and keep this thick because you don't want to see that in your arrangement. But you're just making a little point that's easier to stick in. Now, I still want to put some inexpensive things in. And I also want to, when I make any kind of arrangement, you want to have some of your things have really big heads. You want to kind of change the dimension of the flowers because it gives it much more drama and much more interest. So we have this big, huge kale. We have a very long delphinium, the kind of very lacy lisianthus. And then this is actually a carnation, really inexpensive flower, but it adds a really nice little pop, and I like the little tiny petal. I don't know if I could fit another flower in there. I'd say that's done. A big, beautiful flower arrangement for your buffet or entryway. I'm Rebecca Cole for Howdini.